Welcome back. This is video number 5. So this is where we finished at the end of video 4. So we had our 2 rows, 1 and 2 of our single crochet, 1 and 2 of our half double crochet. So we're ready to learn our double crochet now. Again, it's a higher stitch. On this row we did 2 chain to get to the height of the half double. So for our double we're going to do 3 chain to get to the height of the stitch. So again, getting your yarn in your hand, however you're holding it to create your tension. So we're going to do 3 chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and 1 more makes 3. Let me just get the camera to focus where we want it to focus. There we are. So we've got 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, and that counts again as our first stitch. So that's our first stitch there. So we're not going to stitch into that first V. We're going to go to the second stitch there. And so for our double crochet, it's very similar to the half double. So we start the same, yarn over through the stitch, yarn over, pull it back. So you've got 3 loops. But this time we're going to stitch them together in pairs. So we're going to do a yarn over and just go through 2 loops. Then there's 2 loops left on your hook, and then yarn over and through 2. So that is our double crochet stitch there. Again, it's taller, so our 3 chain makes that first stitch next to this one. There we are. So let's do that again. Yarn over through the stitch, yarn over, pull it back. So you'll have 3 loops there. Yarn over, I've got 4 loops. We're just going to pull it through the first 2 only. Then we're going to have another pair, 2 loops, yarn over through 2. That's our double crochet stitch. So we'll do that along the end of the row. I'll just show you a couple more nice and slowly. Yarn over through the stitch, yarn over, pull it back, 3 loops, so yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2, and that's what they start to look like. So they look quite different from the halves. You can see, if I get this close to the camera, you can see it's 2 pairs of loops joined together, 2 there and 2 here, stacked on top of each other. So let's do that again. Yarn over through the stitch, pull it back through, 3 loops. When we've come to the front, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We go yarn over through the stitch and through 2, through 2. I'll just carry on down this row. This is probably one of the most common stitches you'll use for so many projects. I think it's one of the ones that I used to use all the time, especially for doing granny or peggy squares. Pretty much this is nearly, other than chains, that's about the only stitch you use. Okay, so we've got the end of our row, and we've got those 2 chains from the previous row of half double crochet stitches, and so again we just need to crochet into that top chain. So yarn over through the 2 loops of the chain, yarn over, pull it back through. We've got 3 loops again, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and we've finished our row. So let's again just count our stitches. So we have our 3 chain, that's our first stitch, so we count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic, so we're going to do that again. We're just going to turn our work like we do when we get to the end of our row, turn our work over, make sure the yarn's at the back, and we'll do that again. So chain 3 for the first stitch at the beginning of the row. We're skipping that stitch there. You can see that V there at the bottom of our chain. We're skipping that stitch, so our chain comes up off the top of that double crochet stitch. So our next one is in the second stitch here. So again, yarn over through the stitch, and then we remember we're doing it in pairs. Yarn over through the stitch, yarn over, pull it back through. We've got 3 loops, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. And we'll just do that all the way down the row again. Again, if you need to rewind the video, go back to that first row, the first few stitches I did. So it's slower, then you can do that. So yarn over through the stitch, and just get a little bit extra yarn. So you know you've finished the stitch when you've only got 1 loop left on your hook. Okay, so yarn over. We've got 2 loops through, we've got 3, yarn over, we've got 4, then through 2, we've still got 2, so we haven't finished the stitch. Yarn over through 2. We've got 1 loop left, which means we've finished that stitch, and also you can see we've formed our V on top, so that stitch is completed. So we've got 2 more to go. Yarn over through, yarn over, pull it back through, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2. Again, we come to our chain. So this one, because it's the beginning of our double crochet stitch row, we've got 3 chains, so we make sure we're always in the top chain. So we're going to count from the bottom 1, that's our first chain, 1, 2 and 3. So that's where we want to crochet into for this last double crochet. And through 2 loops. So there we go. That's the end. We'll just count our stitches that we've got to the end of our row. We've got 10, so we count that chain. 1, 2, 3 chain, and then that's our first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's the end of our 2 rows of double crochet. Alright, so we're going to leave it there for this video, and we'll come back. We've got 2 more videos in this series. The next one's about 3 more videos. So we'll leave it there. We'll come back and do our slip stitch, and that's our last stitch that we're going to learn. Alright, we'll see you in the next video. I'll just give you a little bit of a close-up on these stitches here if I can. There we go. Wonderful. See you in the next video.